After almost 2 months of political instability, Thailand continues to see fresh rounds of street marches. The February election is now at center stage. The protesters want it postponed, but Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra is for it. Meantime, the opposition Democrat Party is considering a boycott of the election. The Democrats must decide by December 27th, but it is a decision that could have severe consequences. Desita Shumtri joins us live from Bangkok with the very latest. Why is the protest leader calling for more mass rallies? What's the aim this time around?
Well, Elaine, protest leader Suthep has called for mass rallies starting yesterday, and their biggest rally is planned for this coming Sunday. It is what the protest movement is calling their final bid to force Yingluck Shinawatra to resign as caretaker Prime Minister. But their numbers on the streets have appeared far smaller than earlier this month when she called for a snap election to try to diffuse the political situation. Much now hangs on how the Democrats will respond to Yingluck Shinawatra's calls for an election. Their MPs resigned en masse earlier this month to join the protests, claiming that Parliament has abused its power and is no longer legitimate. Now they have to decide whether they will throw in their lot with protesters completely or to contest the elections altogether.
A country at a crossroads, an opposition party at the crucial juncture point. It's been a tumultuous month in Thailand, fierce clashes between police and protesters trying to break into government agencies, to the peaceful march of hundreds of thousands to oppose the government of Yingluck Shinawatra. Their calls were heard. The Prime Minister dissolved the House and called for new elections to diffuse the political turmoil. But these weeks of relative calm on the streets does not translate into stability behind the scenes.
Every day that goes by without any clear indication about the upcoming elections in terms of campaigns, in terms of platforms, in terms of the willingness to go to the polls, it's going to cause a lot of problems to the election.
But it's a decision that could either plunge the country deeper into a political crisis or deal a blow to Thai democracy, already in a precarious state.
One of the hardest decisions we have to make, and either way we do it, we have a big effect on the party. But it's time for you to make the decision, and you have to look for what's best for the country.
Thwarted at the ballot box, the Democrats haven't won an election in 2 decades. In 2011, Yingluck Shinawatra romped into power, outpolling them by more than 4 million votes. She's a relative novice in the turbulent world of Thai politics. Yet if Yingluck is going shaky, her core red shirt supporters certainly are not.
This time, the intensity of the conflict may exacerbate, may contribute to a more violence on the ground. We are heading into more complicated, troubled waters.
Yet in the name of democracy, protesters march again. Already successful in unseating a government, this time they want the election postponed and the caretaker Prime Minister to resign. And it's clear they have no intention of slowing down.
So we are, Elaine, waiting on a decision from the Democrats whether they will contest or boycott these up-and-coming elections. That announcement is expected to be made this Saturday, and it's perhaps the hardest decision that the Democrats have ever had to make, given how divided the country is at the moment and how explosive these consequences may be.
Well, you say explosive with the political situation there in Thailand. What are the chances, though, that this election could be postponed?
Well, that issue is undergoing some debate here in Thailand at the moment. The Election Commission has said that they don't have the authority to postpone the election, and their responsibility is to organize these elections. Now, at the same time, Yingluck Shinawatra has said that she's also not sure if her caretaker government has the authority to postpone the election, since it's announced in the Royal Gazette and it's become the Election Commission's responsibility. So it's really a hot potato going back and forth on the legality of postponement. The government supporters or the red shirts want the elections on the February 2nd, and the protesters want it pushed back so that reforms of the political system can be implemented first through what they call unelected People's Council, which is a body of 400 people to replace the democratically elected government of Yingluck Shinawatra. However, under the Thai constitution, a poll can be delayed by 30 days via a royal decree if there is civil unrest. Now, many analysts are saying that because the political situation is so unstable at the moment, going to polls may further increase the chance of violence.
We'll just have to wait and see. Desita Chamshri reporting live from Bangkok. Thank you for that report.